Dear friends, welcome to Inquest, in-depth analysis and to the point. In this video, let us discuss about first week September current affairs 2021 part 3. Part 1 and part 2 of the same has been already shared with you. If you have not watched it, you can click on the I button on this video to watch the earlier videos. And this activity is useful for your UPSC, KPSC and all state civil services examinations and for all other competitive examinations. Dear friends, the content that we would be discussing here will be given in the form of PDF in the description box of the same video. You may download the same after watching this session. So before getting into the news in detail, let us talk about the index of today's session. Number one, China opens first road rail transport link to Indian Ocean. Number two, 28th edition of Singapore India Maritime Bilateral Exercise, that is titled as SIMBEX. Number three, high honor for naval aviation. Number four, curtain raiser Indian Army to participate in multilateral exercise titled as ZAPAD 2021, that's going to be held in Russia. Number five, opening ceremony Indo-Kazakhstan joint military exercise, that is titled as KAZIND 21. Now let us discuss each and every article in detail now. Number one, we are going to talk about China, that is coming up with its first road rail transport link to Indian Ocean. So to gain access to Indian Ocean, they have come up with a new transportation system. So that is called as road and rail transportation. Now, why it is called as road and rail transportation? Because part of its transportation is by road and remaining is by rail. Now, let us understand this with the help of the map. So this is where we have China and this is what is India. Now here, in the mainland of China, the place called as Chengdu to Lincoln. So both are very much in China. So they have established a link through railway transportation. So first part of their transportation is through railway. Now from Lincoln to Yangon. So this Yangon is actually in the Myanmar, and from Lincoln to Yangon, so they have developed a road transportation. So from here, they're going to gain access to Indian Ocean, that is there somewhere down here. So it is Indian Ocean. So part of their travel is by rail and part of their travel is by road. So that is the reason why it is called as road rail transportation. Now let us understand the same with more elaborated map. So this is where we have India. This is where we have China. This is where we have Myanmar. It's not Burma. It's called as Myanmar now. So now from in the mainland of China between Chengdu and Lincoln, we have railway transportation. So from Lincoln to Yangon, so Lincoln to Yangon, so we have railway transport. I mean road transportation that is very much in Myanmar. So this is where we have Andaman Sea. So from here they can access Indian Ocean. Now before which they had to come through this way. So the red line that I have been drawing here now. So from China to South China Sea across Malacca Straits. So they had access to Indian Ocean. So this is what is their earlier route to visit Indian Ocean. And before this, in 2013, they also established one more transportation system to Indian Ocean that was called as CPEC. Now, before understanding CPEC, let us understand the significance of this new transportation system that they developed. Now, what is the purpose of this, or significance rather? So it connects the logistic lines of Singapore, Myanmar, and China. And the railway line from Myanmar border to the key commercial hub of Chengdu in western China that provides China a new road rail transportation channel to the Indian Ocean. So mainly it is for the logistic purpose that connects Singapore, Myanmar and China. Now let's see the exact pathway of its transportation. The transport corridor involves a sea, road and rail link. Now, one more thing is added here, that's called as sea, because they have not newly established this transportation. This was already there. So what was newly established is road and rail link. So that is the reason why it is called as road link transportation, but part of its journey also involves in sea. Now let us see how exactly the movement of goods take place. Goods from Singapore reach Yangon port arriving by ship. So this is where we use the help of ships. So goods from Singapore reach Yangon port arriving by ship through the Andaman Sea of the northeastern Indian Ocean and were then transported by road to Lincoln on the Chinese side of Myanmar Chinese border in Yunnan province. The new railway line that runs from the border town of Lincoln to Chengdu. So let's come back to map and understand this better now. So this is where somewhere here we have the red spot that I have been drawing here. Somewhere here we have Singapore. So this is Malaysia and this is Indonesia, and this is where in between Malaysia and Indonesia we have Strait of Malacca. Actually, the goods are transported from Singapore and they are going to reach uh, Yangon port that is there in Myanmar through Andaman Sea here. You can see Andaman Sea here. So this transportation is by ship. From here, the goods will be transported to Lincoln by road. So Lincoln is in China. From here, through railway transportation, goods are going to reach Chengdu. So this is the road map. That's how the logistics is going to move, and this is really going to help China because that reduces the transportation time and everything, because this is the shortest possible transportation that gains access to Indian Ocean. Earlier it was the longest pathway to reach Indian Ocean. As I told you before, in 2013 they also started making CPEC. So this is with the help of Pakistan. The new road and rail transportation that they made here to now is passing through Myanmar, but earlier they also had started the same kind of transportation that is across Pakistan. Now let us understand the places that it is going to connect. The Gwadar port in Pakistan as another key outlet to Indian Ocean that will bypass again Malacca Strait. Gwadar is being developed as a part of China-Pakistan economic corridor to the far western Xinjiang region. So let's see in the map here. So here once again we have China, and the green colored map is the Pakistan, and this is India. And the CPEC actually start from Kashgar, so that is in the mainland of China. So this transportation crosses through POK, Pakistan occupied Kashmir, and then it connects Islamabad. Then it runs through the mainland of Pakistan and it ends at Gwadar port. So from here they again gain access to Indian Ocean. To check here in a bigger map, so this is where we have China, this is India, and this is Pakistan. So somewhere in China, the place called as Kashgar. So from there, the transportation is going to commence, and they have built a road across POK, Pakistan occupied Kashmir, and finally it ends at Gwadar port, that is in Pakistan. From here, they gain access to Indian Ocean. So that's called as CPEC. So China, Pakistan economic corridor. So this is also shortest possible route that can help them to reach to Indian Ocean. Now they're developed through Myanmar. So this is the new road and rail transportation that they have come up with. So with this, let's go to news number 2. This news is in relation to Ministry of Defense 28th edition of Singapore India Maritime Bilateral Exercise SIMBEX has been commenced, or it's concluded also. The 28th edition of Singapore India Maritime Bilateral Exercise, that is in short called as SIMBEX, was conducted from 2nd to 4th September 2021. Now, what is this, and who is participating in this particular event? So let us understand the thing. So the Indian Navy was represented by guided missile destroyer INS Ranjiv with a shipborne helicopter and ASW corvette. ASW is in the sense anti-submarine warfare, INS Kiltan and guided missile corvette INS Kora and one P-81 long-range maritime patrol aircraft. So these are the things that are represented by India in this particular exercise. One is INS Ranjiv, then ASW corvette INS Kiltan and guided missile corvette INS Kora and P-81 long-range maritime patrol aircraft. And this activity was actually initiated in 1994. SIMBEX is this is the important for you. SIMBEX is the Indian Navy's longest uninterrupted bilateral maritime exercise with any foreign navy. So with this, let us go to news number 3. High honor for naval aviation. Ramnath Kovind to award President's color to INS Ansa based in Goa. Now, what is this news is all about? President Ramnath Kovind will award President's color to Indian Naval Aviation at a ceremonial parade to be held at INS Ansa, Goa. Now, what is this honor? And this is given to this is given to which equipment or unit is what we need to understand here. The President's color is the highest honor bestowed on a military unit. So this is important. So it is bestowed on a military unit in recognition of its exceptional service to the nation. Naval aviation came into being with the acquisition of, so this is the history of naval aviation. So it came into existence with the acquisition of first sea land aircraft on January 13, 1951, and the commissioning of INS Garuda, the first naval air station, on May 11, 1953. So first naval air station that's called as INS Garuda. Today, naval aviation boasts of 9 air stations. So these are important again. So today we have 9 air stations and 3 naval air enclaves along the Indian coastline and in the Andaman and Nicobar Islands. So to know more about this in the history, the Navy was first among the armed forces to be awarded the President's color on May 27, 1957 by then President Rajendra Prasad. The Navy heralded the beginning of carrier aviation with the induction of INS Vikrant. So this was in the year 1957, and Integral Sea Hawk and allies squadrons subsequently. INS Vikrant with its aircraft played a crucial role in the liberation of Goa in 1961. So this is the remarkable landmark achievement of Indian Navy that helped in liberation of Goa in 1961 with the help of INS Vikrant. And again in 1971, Indo-Pak War, where its presence on the eastern seaboard proved decisive. The Navy inducted its second carrier INS Virat along with Sea Harrier aircraft in the mid-1980s. The naval aviation was further strengthened with the arrival of MiG-29K fighter on INS Vikramaditya in the last decade. The Indian Navy's carrier capability received significant fillip with the sea trials of the indigenously built aircraft carrier, the new avatar of INS Vikrant, commencing this month. So with this, let's go to news number 4. Curtain raiser Indian Army to participate in multilateral exercise ZAPAD 2021 in Russia. A 200 personnel contingent of Indian Army will participate in the exercise ZAPAD 2021. So this is a multi-nation exercise being held at Nizhny, Russia from 3rd to 16 September 2021. So 200 personnel of Indian Army will be participating in this exercise, and this is the multinational exercise that's going to be held in Russia. And this is titled as ZAPAD 2021, is one of the theater level exercises of Russian armed forces and will focus primarily on operations against terrorists. So this is the operation or theater level exercise that is majorly focused on operations against terrorists. Over a dozen countries from Eurasian and South Asian region will participate in this signature event. The Naga battalion group participating in the exercise will feature an all-arms combined task force. The exercise aims to enhance military and strategic ties amongst the participating nations while they plan and execute this exercise. So with this, let's go to news number 5. Opening ceremony, Indo-Kazakhstan joint military exercise titled as KAZAKHSTAN 2021. The India-Kazakhstan joint military exercise KAZAKHSTAN 21 commenced at training node Aisha Bibi, Kazakhstan. This is the 5th edition of annual bilateral joint exercise of both armies. The 4th edition of the exercise was held at Pithogarh, India in September 2019. So the exercise that is happening right now is the 5th edition actually. So this is held actually in Kazakhstan, and the place is training node Aisha Bibi, and the 4th edition was held at India in September 2019, and the place is Pithogarh. The contingent comprises 120 troops of Kazakhstan and 90 soldiers from the Indian Army. Both the contingents will share their expertise and skills in the field of counter-terror operations. So this is also related to, terror operations only. So with this, session we are concluding. So if you have anything to say, or if you have any doubts with respect to any of the topics that we discussed so far, you may put in comments box. So we will try to reply to your questions. Thanks for watching. Namaste.